All right, you guys, we got 1 minute before we get started. So I want you guys to text all of your teammates, send them the link if you have to. You guys see my pictures on the wall. We're getting there. You miss 100% of the shots that you never take. So we got a few minutes before we got like 30 seconds. So you guys got a few more minutes to get your teammates on this webinar because we start on time. All right, you guys. So text your teammates. Get your teammates on this training immediately. All right, you guys, because I'm getting ready to get started. And I'm excited, you guys. I'm excited. So I'm sitting here. I'm surrounded by birthday love from my children. Thank you to my brother and sister in love and my niece and nephew. I did go shopping today with your gift card. Thank you. And it's exciting. It's exciting when people think enough about you to want to be a blessing to you, you guys. And I literally have been enrolling people and having to call customer service to get them in. Because there's just something going on with my website. But you know what? We make no excuses. And because we make no excuses, I know I look rough tonight, right, you guys? It's okay. I'm working. I'm working. In the midst of everything else going on, I'm working. So I hope that you guys are excited and you're ready for tonight's training. I hope that you have your pens, your pencils, your crayons, your marker, your eyeliners, whatever you need, your notebook, your tablet, whatever you need to take copious notes, because we're continuing to choose freedom over fear. We're continuing to do things that are going to help us to own our lives. You guys, come on, 30 seconds. Go ahead and text your teammates. Get your teammates on this training. Okay, you guys, it is important that we are always together on Monday nights, and we like to start promptly. I'm sorry, I'm hearing myself downstairs. I guess they're watching it downstairs as well. And so I had to stop because I kept saying I'm hearing this echo. All right, you guys. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. You guys know that we are the host for the meeting tomorrow night. So you guys make sure that we are packing the house out. We're just super excited. We are at 4809 Germantown Avenue tomorrow night at 6:30. We open the doors at 6:45. And then we start the meeting at 7. So let's pack the house out. It is our meeting. It's our meeting. So let's make sure that we pack the house out, you guys. Come dressed for success. Be excited. Bring your energy, because all roads lead to 4809 Germantown Avenue tomorrow night. And then we'll be right back at the Crown Plaza Hotel on City Ave, you guys. All right. So for those of you who know, the regional for May was actually changed to Detroit. So we are regionals and above are invited to the ribbon cutting in Detroit on May the 13th, the morning of May the 13th. And then there will be a big Super Saturday at the corporate office on Saturday the 14th. And then in June, we are headed to Miami for the regional, June the 11th. Saturday, June the 11th in Miami. And then all roads lead to Atlanta, July 22nd and 23rd. So you guys know that all of that information is on www.global1team.com. www.global1team.com. Okay, you guys. Now, also, I want you all to remember, it just slipped me just that quickly. I had another announcement to make and it just slipped my mind that quickly. All right, you guys. So let's make sure that we are in Atlanta. Listen, do not come to Atlanta by yourself. If you come into Atlanta by yourself, you know, you will learn rather. And if you learn, you will earn. But if you bring your team to Atlanta, you will see exponential growth in your organization. Also, while I have you all on the line, if you are brand new to the family, please make sure that you're opening your welcome kits. Make sure you're writing your list, writing your whys. We have Mr. Rashid Coleman and Mr. Jalil Coleman reiterated some things that we learned in training on last night's team training on Monday night. You guys need to go back, do yourself a favor, go back, because that is still listed as public. It's not listed as private as of yet. All right, so you want to go back and reiterate how it is that you're going to go and write your list, making sure you're using the WHIP formula, but you got to get started properly. All right, you guys. Then you also want to make sure you're utilizing the websites that are going to help you. You are an independent business operator. This is not a hobby. This is a business. You are an independent business operator. You're an IBO, and this is not a hobby. This is a business. So you got to make sure that you're taking it as serious as that. It is as serious as the air that you're breathing, because you are an independent business operator. Utilize the websites that are there for you to really, really learn this business. You want to utilize trainingtlcreps.com. Training tlcreps.com. All right, you guys. Also, there are several different videos that I have on YouTube that you can utilize. You can utilize the videos that Jalil Coleman has on YouTube. Mr. Rashid Coleman, Mr. Jalil, they both have videos on YouTube. You can also utilize our team website, which is One Team, One Dream. So the word one, W-O-N-E, One Team, One-O-N-E, Dream, TLC.com. One Team, One Dream, TLC.com. There's loads of information on that website that will break down the products for you. It is just a great, great, great tool to have and a tool to use. And it has been specifically designed for our team and for my play sister, Ms. Sharonda Taylor, and her team as well. All right, so utilize those websites. TrainingTLCreps.com, www.trainingtlcreps.com, and also you want to utilize One Team, One Dream, TLC.com. O-N-E, One Team, One Dream, TLC.com. So welcome to the family. If you are new to our team, welcome if you're new to Total Life Changes, and congratulations if you are newly binary qualified. So I see that the numbers are very, very, very high this week, which means some people are pushing for rank. And I believe we've got Michael Sanders that's pushing for regional director. I believe we've got Zakilia Taylor who's pushing for executive director. So we're excited. We're excited. We're excited. You know, I talk with Twyla Morgan. She's got Sharita James, I believe, is pushing for director. I don't know what you guys are doing in Indiana, but I see that Michael Collins has got some very, very high volume going in his organization as well. So somebody is pushing for executive director. For those of you who are newly ranked up, we celebrate you and congratulations to you. So if you are brand new to the family, what do you got to do? You got to make sure your auto ship is set at 120 volume. How do you do that? You go to your back office. You hit auto ship. You set and make an auto ship profile. Listen, if you enroll two people, one person on your right and one person on your left, and they are not on an active auto ship, you're really not binary qualified. All you have done is enrolled two people. So please make sure you ensure that those two people, one on your right and one on your left, are are active on an auto ship, so that you are binary qualified. That is one of the most important things once you have joined the family. Now, you also want to go to your profile. Go to my profile. Once you get to my profile, you want to go to where it says edit my profile. You go to edit my profile. Once you go to edit my profile, over on your right, it's going to say place all people that you enroll to your holding tank. All right. I want you to click the little box there. Go to the bottom of your page and hit save so that everyone that you enroll goes to your holding tank. Listen, everybody. You must take the people out of your holding tank and place them in your organization. I know the system says to do it by Thursday. I'm encouraging you admonishing you, and even sometimes warning you to get those people out of your holding tank by Wednesday. Don't wait. We know that our week ends on Thursday at midnight. Everybody say it with me. Our week ends Thursday at midnight, meaning your volume flushes out. Our week goes from 11:59 p.m. Thursday night, all right? It ends. That's when it ends. So 12:00 a.m. Friday, Thursday, whatever you want to call it. I'm still up, so it's usually Thursday night for me, but it's technically 12 a.m. Friday. Your week begins and ends at 11:59 the following Thursday. All of your volume is going to flush out. We start back over. All right, you guys? So the holding tank instructions are in the Bling Squad page in the files. Hit files and you'll see the holding tank instructions there. Guess where else they are found? In your back office, under resources. Your back office has a wealth of knowledge. If you would just utilize your back office, you all, literally, you'll be able to go to resources and you'll find a wealth of knowledge. Even there's a presentation, there's the corporate presentation that's there. All right, you guys. So I'm just so glad that you joined us. Like I said, all roads lead to where? 4809 Germantown Avenue tomorrow night. Let's pack the house out. Also, you want to go to global, the number one team.com and get your tickets for Atlanta. Start encouraging your teammates to get their tickets. There are only 3,000 seats available. Please do not wait until July. And then you say, is there something you can do, Nina? Past, Mr. Rashid Coleman, Jaleel Coleman, Mr. Jaleel Coleman, Miss Alicia Alexander, Mr. Sheldon, is there something you could do? I didn't get my ticket. No, there are only 3,000 tickets. Once they are gone, they are gone. There will be no discounted tickets. There will be no change in prices. There will be no additions added. There are 3,000 tickets for Atlanta. Do not wait to purchase your tickets. All right, now, let's dive in. Let's dive in. Tonight, we're going to talk about being coachable. And I want you to write it down. Am I coachable? Ask yourself the question, am I coachable? All right, you guys, this is going to be very, 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 very important information. And you know what? I love sports. And I don't watch a lot of TV right now, but in the years past, I'm a basketball fan. I'm a football fan. I'm a boxing fan. And you know how when you're watching boxing, every round that goes by, the boxer goes to his corner. And when he goes to his corner, what is the coach doing? What is this coach doing? He's wiping him off. He's making sure he doesn't have any cuts. He's rinsing his mouth out. And he's giving him some instructions as to what to do when he goes back in to the next round. Now, there's often times when the boxer goes into the round and he's really not implementing the plays or the moves that the coach has said while he was in the corner. What is the coach doing? He's yelling out, hold your hands up, man, hold your hands up. Get out of there, get out of there, get off the ropes, get off the ropes. Well, that's the way you've got to view your coach or your mentors here in this team. You've got to think about some of the basketball greats, some of the greatest of the greatest. Now, some of them just had natural, raw talent. But if you look at some of the greats that went on to win several championships over and over and over again versus some of the people who were great but never won a championship. So, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, who's one of my favorites, was right here in Philadelphia, was Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was one of the most uncoachable people that there were. And although he was great, and although he's in the Basketball Hall of Fame, and although, we loved him, we loved AI, he never won a championship. And I'm going to tell you guys that I truly believe that part of the reason why he never won a championship was because he was one of the most uncoachable players that there were in the league. Now, being coachable is one of life's most important skills and attitudes. Whether or not you're an athlete or not, you are in a business here called Total Life Changes, and you are a network marketer. You are a network marketing professional. If you're any kind of person who wishes to grow, who wishes to learn, improve, excel, or peak perform, You should care about whether or not you are coachable. In other words, being coachable relates to a happy, productive life and a thriving business. Being coachable means you are open to listening to feedback, and you are able to receive constructive criticism without taking it personally. Willing to take a look at your own performance in order to improve it. So let's take a look at the alternative attitude for comparison's sake. Someone who's being coachable, will display many different kinds of behaviors, including to, but not limited to this. So someone who is not being coachable, all right? This is someone who is not being coachable. They will display these behaviors. Write these down. Someone who is not being coachable. 1, they will always think that they are right. Number 2, they are not willing to learn new things. Number 3, they are not open to change. Number 4, they often display loads of negativity. Number 5, they often display pessimism, great pessimism. Number 6, people who are not coachable often display a lot of eye rolling during constructive criticism. And or not only will they display a lot of eye rolling during constructive criticism, but they're ready to respond and they haven't even heard what the criticism is. Number 7, they have an inability to self-respect. Number 8, they do not care about improving their life or their relationships. Number 9, they are disrespectful of others and or their opinions. Number 10, they are generally unwilling to learn, grow, or do what it takes to improve. They're generally unwilling to learn, grow, or do what it takes to improve because they already think that they're right or that they have arrived. Especially those who have been in other businesses, believe that they've come over here and they already know what they're doing. So they're freestyling, as Mr. Rashid Coleman, Regional Director, often says, they're freestyling. Number 11, people who are not coachable generally put other people down. So when you look at the characteristics of someone who's coachable, it's easy to see that they're the individuals who will succeed in life. When you look at the characteristics of someone who's coachable, it's easy to see that they are individuals who will also succeed in this business. When it comes to health, happiness, and attitude, the way that coachable people interact in the world continually helps them when they are striving for growth, learning, and success. The attitude of someone who's coachable is easygoing, open, and receptive, making anything they want to do in their life seem doable. They become an inspiration to those around them because they get results. If someone you respect, admire, and look up to is trying to help you by pointing out an area of weakness or opportunity for improvement, listen up. It might be the very thing you need to hear to achieve that skill, finish a project, close that prospect, or make the sale. Now, I'm going to repeat that. If someone you respect, admire, and look up to is trying to help you by pointing out an area of weakness or opportunity for improvement, listen up. because it might be the very thing that you need to hear to achieve that skill, finish that project, close that prospect, or make that sale. One thing being coachable is not. Being coachable is not. It's not being weak or disempowered. Because a lot of people think because you're being coachable that is showing weakness. Actually, being coachable is showing strength. So it often reminds me of when I hear people ask Mr. Rashid Coleman, our regional director, how is it that you came over here and you're having such success? And his answer always is, I did what my global director told me to do. I did exactly what she told me to do. So it's amazing how we'll have a training like we did a few weeks ago. We'll talk about how to post your videos. We'll talk about the fact that if you have a story, if you lost 5 pounds, that you should post it right away. What out of the words of Erwin Porter's mouth, Mr. Erwin Porter, rest in peace, Mr. Erwin Porter, our executive ambassador. What he would say is, when is the best time to implement what you're learning or what you're hearing? Right now, as soon as you hear it. We've got people who will say, oh, I lost 10 pounds. And we'll say, well, why didn't you do a video? Why didn't you post it? But you left a training a week ago. Some of you didn't even take notes. You believed that you were going to remember everything that you heard. Well, I don't understand that. I had to take notes myself. And I'm a global, and I take notes when other people are training, when Mr. Rashid Coleman is training, when Miss Tanisha Porter is training, when Mr. Jalil Coleman is training, when Miss Alicia Alexander is training. There are things that I wrote down that I heard Mr. Jack Harris say tonight on the call, because you never know what little nugget you're going to gain. So being coachable is not showing weakness. It's not showing that you're disempowered. It is showing strength. And oftentimes people are saying, well, I don't understand, why I'm not having success. And I'll say, how many people have you talked to? Are you implementing the things that you're hearing on the training calls? No, you are not coachable. You're freestyling. So sometimes people relate being open and able to listen to feedback from another person as being a pushover or being weak. Some even feel that if you're seeking out coaching, it means that you are not good enough. Being coachable doesn't mean you have surrendered or that you don't have an opinion of your own. It means you have the awareness, perseverance, and determination to seek out someone to help you be better. It means that you have the awareness, the perseverance, and the determination to seek out someone to help you be better. It means you're willing to have a discussion about something that might help you improve a skill or part of your life or business that you want to improve. It means you're willing to have a discussion about something that might help you improve a skill, part of your life, or business that you want to improve. Some people are even worried that others will say, you act just like Mr. Jalil Coleman. You act just like Mr. Rashid Coleman. You act just like Mr. and Mrs. Greg and Lanika Scott. You're acting just like your global director. Well, doggone it, absolutely. Those are the people that I want to act like. Because if I'm acting like them, then certainly, matter of fact, y'all, I'm gonna clone them. I'm gonna clone the good. I'm gonna eat the meat and spit out the fat. Because certainly, if I'm mimicking someone who's having success, then that means that I'm next in line for what? Success. But too many people are worried about somebody saying you're acting like such and such and such and such. I'm asking you, why is that a bad thing to duplicate the behaviors of someone who is having success? Be coachable, even if it makes you feel vulnerable. Be coachable, even if it makes you feel vulnerable. It's the secret to achieving many or most of your dreams. Being coachable is about awareness and the ability to take golden nuggets from a situation and use them to your advantage. Being coachable is about awareness and the ability to take golden nuggets from a situation or even from your mentor, from your coach, and use them to your advantage. There is wisdom in being coachable. There is wisdom to being coachable, because what that means is you're paying attention to other people and the experience, the wisdom, the skills, and the knowledge that they've earned and learned, and you're willing to listen close enough to see what might help you on your own journey. So there are 3 important traits, and I need you to write this down, that being coachable involves. So being coachable involves displaying these 3 distinctive traits. All right? Being coachable involves displaying these 3 distinctive traits. Number 1, the number 1 trait is humility. Coachable people understand that the important things that we need to learn require fundamental changes in our behavior and our outlook. Coachable people understand that the important things we need to learn require fundamental changes in our behavior and our outlook. Humility is the lack of pride, the lack of vanity, servility, and submissiveness. Humility is the lack of pride. It is the lack of vanity. It is servility and submissiveness. So that's number 1, the number 1 trait, all right? So being coachable involves displaying distinctive character traits. 1 is humility. Number 2 is the willingness to surrender control. The willingness to surrender control. I'm going to tell you that the saddest thing is that most authentic change is precipitated by a crisis. Most authentic change is precipitated by a crisis, because you don't want to listen to what your coach is saying. So you don't want to listen when we say, make sure your auto ship is set at 120 in volume. And then what happens is you had enough volume for director, but your auto ship was set at 40. So you missed hitting director because you didn't set your auto ship at 120 when we explained that you should set it and forget it. It's our team's culture. So you didn't set your auto ship at 120. You needed 80 volume to hit director. You had 40 volume, but you had enough volume there to be director. But crises arises, and now you want to change. Now you want to hurry up and change it and set it at 120 when you were told to set it at 120 from the beginning. So if you do not have your auto ship set at 120, log into your back office tonight when we get off of this training call and set your auto ship at 120 in volume, which is generally 3 products, which you need products anyway, because you need to be a product of the product, or you have to have product to sell. And you should be placing an order every week anyway, because why? We've trained you on that. We've trained you to understand that you should be placing an order at the bottom of your legs somewhere anyway, every week, to ensure that volume is running up your legs. Why? Because we get paid off the volume. But too many of us want to wait until a crisis arises. So you say, I'm not going to set an auto ship. I'm just going to place an order every month. Oh, but you enrolled 9 people. You had a bunch of customers go to your website. Oops, and you forgot to place an order. Crisis arises. You didn't set your auto ship. Now you're blowing my phone up. You're blowing Mr. Rashid Coleman's phone up. You're blowing Mr. Jalil Coleman's phone up. You're blowing up Miss Alicia Alexander's phone. You know, Miss Tanisha Porter. Oh my gosh, I don't understand why I didn't get paid. Well, dear hearts, you were not active. So therefore, no, you're not active on an auto ship. Do not expect to get paid. So we've already explained that in order to be binary qualified, that you have to have one person on your right and one person on your left on an active auto ship. Oh, but you're not getting any carryover volume because you're really not binary qualified because the two people that you enrolled are not on an auto ship. Here comes your crises. So stay and remain coachable, ladies and gentlemen. See, we often put our mentors in impossible situations. We often insist, even though it's a nonverbal insistence, we often insist that we will only give up control once we have seen results. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you only get results if you are willing to give up control. You will only get results when you are willing to relinquish your control. All right? Most of us need a coach simply to learn how to give up control. Ooh, control. Not like Janet Jackson control, but control. All right? So authentic change is a journey into the unknown. And a journey into the unknown is by definition a journey into uncertainty. Insisting on certainty is just another bogus constraint we impose to stay off the hook. Boom! This is powerful. Now, the third distinctive trait that you need in order to be coachable is to have faith. So the problem with life is that we must be lived forward and understood backwards. I'm going to explain that. We must be lived forward and only understood backwards. Meaning, example, the benefits of working with a coach are often only obvious after the change has occurred. All right? So the benefits of actually working with a coach are only obvious after the change has occurred. So an alcoholic only understands the benefits of sobriety after what? Becoming sober. So you know how people will often say to you, if only I had known this earlier, I would have done X, Y, and Z. If only I had known, I would not have waited so long to join. Doggone it, I was on the first call. Nina came to me months and months ago. I've been watching and watching and watching. And if only I had known that the tea would work, I would have joined sooner. So we've got to understand that faith means you're giving it's complete trust or confidence. We know what it says spiritually. This is the evidence of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So yes, you've got to have faith in the process. You've got to have faith in your mentor. You've got to have faith in your coach. You've got to have faith in the system. And system, the acronym for system, SYSTEM, means save yourself time, energy, and money. Save yourself time, energy, and money. You got to know this, ladies and gentlemen. People that are not coachable most always will reach a plateau in their development. And many times it happens very, very quickly. No matter how many times they are doing an activity, they simply stop getting better despite numerous repetition. You got to understand, coachability is a skill. Coachability is a skill. Coachability is a skill. So, if you're wondering why, I don't understand, my team doesn't show up, they don't get on calls, they don't come to meetings, they're not by name qualified. Well, your team will do what you do, not what you say. So if you're wondering why your team has not been extremely coachable, well, look in the mirror. That generally means that you haven't been. Generally, not always, but most often, that's what it means. So you didn't duplicate the system. Why should your team duplicate? But there is hope for you. Everybody say, there's hope for me. There's hope for me. Say, there's hope for me. If you have not been coachable, there's hope for you. Say, there's hope for me. What should you do? If you make a mistake, or if you have made mistakes, if you have not been coachable, start over. Start over. Go back to the beginning and do it right. Guess what? Guess what you even need to do? Confess to your team and apologize to them. Start over. Go back to the beginning and do it right. If you didn't write your list, if you didn't launch your business, if you didn't get binary qualified, if you are not on an active auto ship, if you didn't help your other partners get binary qualified, if you don't attend meetings, if you don't get on the training calls, if you don't send your success partners the welcome packet, if you didn't add them to the groups on Facebook, go back and make it right. Plug them into the system. Go back and make it right. Go back. Start over. It's okay. If you have not been coachable, go back. I promise you, you will not have success until you surrender, until you follow the system. Stop worrying about the why. The how. Stop worrying about the how. Worry about the why. Be coachable. Too many of us are worried about all the different ingredients that are in the NRG. You get binary qualified. Make sure you're active. Your auto ship is active. Follow the system. Follow the system. Mr. Jalil Coleman, regional director, did an amazing training on social media. Who's implementing the information? I got an inbox from Kristen Fullenwellen, Mr. Jalil Coleman, who thanks you because she implemented some things that you taught in training on Saturday, and she's having success in her business. Be transparent. Be willing to share your story, your journey. Guess what? If you need to lose weight, lose some weight. We've got the products to help you do it. Stop making excuses. Oh, I'm stressed out. Well, take your NRG because the NRG will help you with stress. Drink your Nutriverse. Stop playing, you guys. We cannot expect to advance our business on the triumphs of 6 months ago. The triumphs of how are you going to sell a weight loss product and you can't even breathe? Utilize your products and stop playing. All right, you guys? So go back, do it over. Drink some tea every single day. The products, they work. All right? Start over. Number 2. This is a big one, you guys. Oh, my goodness. This is the big one. This is the big one. Do not debate or rationalize feedback from your coaches. Do not debate or rationalize feedback from your coaches, from your mentors. Just implement it. Just implement it. It's amazing how much better you become if you simply apply the feedback before you rationalize why it doesn't apply to you or your situation, and or before you argue about it. Just implement what your coaches are telling you to do. We've already done it all. We're trying to help you by following the system, which is going to save yourself time, energy, and money. So when we say, hey, everybody, post a before and after at 1 o'clock. Don't post it at 5 o'clock. Post it at 1 o'clock. There's a reason we're posting at 1 o'clock. Every single time you see a banner go up for a meeting, an opportunity call, you need to be posting that on your private pages immediately. Immediately. You should never have to be told, we need you to post this to your wall. Immediately. It is your job to tell the world that you're in business. It is your job to tell the world we have an opportunity call, a lunch call, a meeting. Everybody should have that meeting flyer for tomorrow night posted on their walls. Everybody should be inviting people to the meetings, people to the calls. It is your business, and those calls are for you. Those calls are for you. The meetings are for you to bring your people to close your partners. So don't rationalize it. Don't debate it. Don't, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot, coach. What's going to happen if you forget to play while you're on the court? What's going to happen if you forget to play while you're on the field? Are you risking getting tackled by them big old 300 and 400-pound guys? What's going to happen if you miss the play when you're in the ring? Huh? When you don't hold your hands up, when your coach says hold your hands up, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is you're going to get knocked out. That's what's going to happen. We're trying to save you from getting knocked out. All right? So you apply the feedback before you rationalize it. Why it doesn't apply to you or your situation. Before you argue about it, wait to reflect on it till after you have implemented the play that your coach has called for you. Wait to reflect on it till after you have implemented the play that your coach has called for you. All right? Now remember that in the moments of intense struggle is when learning happens the fastest. This is number 3. All right? So number 1 was start over. Number 2 was do not debate or rationalize the feedback. Number 3, remember that in moments of intense struggle are when learning happens fastest. So stay attentive to the details of execution. Stay attentive to the details of execution. Stay attentive to the details of execution. So how many of you know that Memorial Weekend, we're having a big celebration on probably that Sunday for executives and above? How many of you know we're taking a team away for that day? So you got to hit executive and or above to be at that outing. So how many of you know we posted that? How many of you know that we asked everybody to take pictures of them working their business in their pajamas? We asked you not to post it. Just hold the picture, because come Thursday night or so, you're going to see that we're all going to be posting our pictures sitting at our laptops, working our business. So have someone take a picture of you in your appropriate pajamas, in your robe or something like that. All right, you guys, in appropriate attire, and we're going to post it massively on social media. All right, maybe Thursday morning. Everybody is going to post at one time at like 10 a.m. I'm so glad that I'm able to work my business in my pajamas. Imagine, so you got to understand that when we move as a team, we move as a unit, it's huge. So everybody take your pictures and hold them. Thank you, Sherman McLeod, for giving us that idea. All right, you guys? So remember that in the moments of intense struggle are when learning happens fastest. So stay attentive to the details of the execution. Now, let's talk about, and we're getting ready to close, you guys, habits of most people versus the habits of top learners and top earners. The habits of most people versus the habits of top learners and top earners. All right? So we've got the habits of most people versus the habits of top learners and top earners. So most people will practice, get feedback, reflect, and discuss, and then possibly do it over. Most people will practice. Number 1, they will practice. Number 2, they will get feedback. Number 3, they will reflect. Then number 4, they will discuss with everybody. Can you believe they asked me to? I can't believe she asked me to. I can't believe Mr. Jalil Coleman told me that I needed to make a list of 200 people. Can you believe that they always want to complain about what their sponsor or what their success line, what their mentor is telling them to do? Then possibly, number 5, they might do it over. Most people, that's what most people do. But top learners and top earners, number 1, they practice. Number 2, they get feedback. Number 3, they do over multiple times. And then number 4, they reflect. That's the last thing that they do. they reflect. So top learners and top earners, number one, they practice. Number two, they get feedback. Number three, they do over multiple times. And then number four, they sit back and reflect. And they implement. They implement because then they teach their teams to do the same things. Top learners and top earners. So most opportunities come to those who are willing to be taught. Most opportunities come to those who are willing to be taught. Oh, most opportunities come to those who are willing to be taught. So remember, you guys, doubt breeds doubt. Doubt breeds doubt. All right, now as we're moving forward, we've got to eliminate all doubt. We've got to have faith. Trust the process. Trust your leader. Trust your coach. Trust the process. Trust the system. All right? Trust your leader. Trust the things that they're giving you the feedback on. Trust the process. Trust the system. Trust it. Because doubt is only going to breed more doubt. And then you got to understand that you're only as good as the people that you associate with. So if you're continuing to be around thinking thinkers, and guess what? I don't even care if they're in this team. And you're continuing to sit around people who are negative all the time, talking about other people, but have no success, run, Forrest, run. Get away from those people immediately. Because iron sharpens iron. You can only get sharp by another sharp blade. You cannot sit around a dull, complaining, negative person and think that your business is going to grow or that you are going to grow and thrive. Get away from all negative people. You heard it from your global. I don't even care if they're in this team. They're cancer. Get away from the cancer. All right? Now, also, I want you guys, we got to understand this, that we are only living the life that we have created for ourselves. You're living the life you have created for yourselves. You are not a victim of any circumstance. All right? So if you're looking at everybody else is flourishing around me, I don't understand, I don't have any leaders. What have you become? What have you done to create that situation? You got a whole leg. What's going on with the other side? Because you got to remember, your global built two legs. What's going on with the other side? You got a whole leg. Something was done for you. What's going on? So you're only living the life you have created. You are not a victim of any circumstance. So let's start taking ownership. Let's be coachable. Let's trust this process. Let's trust the system. We don't have to worry about the how. We just got to worry about our why. All right? Let's make sure we have IPA going and VPA. Income producing activity and value producing activity. Because being busy doesn't mean you're being productive. Being busy does not mean we are being productive. We are only productive if we have income producing activity and value producing activity. So value producing activity is like personal development, listening to personal development, being on these training calls, being on these training webinars, reading a good book. That's value producing activity. Income producing activity is how many exposures are you having? Okay, at least have 5 a week. At least take 5 days a week, have one exposure, of course, I'm going to say 2 to 5 a day. But if you're not even having 5 a week and you're wondering why you're not having success, hey, come on, exposures. What is an exposure? Get them on a call. Get them in front of a video. All the videos that are out there, my video, Mr. Jalil Coleman's video, Mr. Rashid Coleman's video, all right? There are several different tools for you to use the on-demand call. The on-demand call plays 24 hours a day. All right, get to the meetings. If you're not in Philadelphia, find a meeting near you and get to those meetings. Get on the training call. Income producing activities, wow parties. All right, wow party, wow party, wow party, wow party. One-on-ones. We've got the 20-minute tea party. The 20-minute tea party. Guess what? We've got a partner named Serene who used the 20-minute tea party at work and signed 2 people at work on her lunch break. So you've got all the tools. Follow the system. Don't try to freestyle. All right? Don't try to freestyle. All right, you guys. So I'm excited that you guys have joined us, on the call. And I'm excited that you guys listen. If you've never been to a meeting before and you're in the Philadelphia or the surrounding areas, Delaware, Chester, Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York, all right? If you're close by, guess what? We drive all over the world to get to a meeting. I was in the DMV area last Tuesday, and I even was crazy enough to drive back home after that meeting. My goodness. All right. So guess what? Get to the meeting tomorrow night. Come and celebrate our birthdays with your global directors, Paul and myself. We would love to have you there. Let's pack the house out. Bring your guests. All right, you guys. So I'm signing off. And guess what? We're even getting off early tonight. You're getting off 10 minutes early. I'm signing off. I'm so glad we had this time together. All right. Share this information with your teams. I pray that this was valuable information for you guys, because I too had to take a look at myself, in the beginning, and I made sure that no matter what, our executive ambassadors, Mr. Greg and Lanika Scott, were giving us, we were coachable. They told us to set our ownership at 120. We did it. Anything that our ambassadors told us to do, William and Denise Lee, we did it. You know what I mean? No matter what time of the day it was, no matter what time of the night it was, we did it. And we are having success because of it. So implement these, the system that we've given to you guys. All of the information you need is in your back office under resources or in the Bling Squad under files. If you've been emailed a welcome packet, email that to everybody that joins with you, that enrolls with you, and all you do is edit it by taking out whatever information that's personal in there. So if your IBO number is in the email that came to you with your welcome packet, when you forward it, take your IBO number out and put theirs in. Come on, you guys, we got to get this information to our success partners so that they can write their list. They can write their why, all right? They can go through the WHIP formula. All right, when they're writing their list, then they can go through the 5 pointers, all right, the check system, all right, when they're saying, is the person married, is a person, 25 and above, is a person a homeowner, does a person have children, all right, we got to ask ourselves those questions, and let's do it right. So if you haven't been doing it right, start over, you guys. Start over. This is your global director, Nina Rochelle Mora, here out of the Philadelphia area, celebrating our birthdays this month. Paul and Nina Mora, May 3rd and May 5th. Join us tomorrow night as all roads lead to 4809 Germantown Avenue. Be there. Love you guys. Good night, and God bless you all.